Merry Christmas, investors. So I'm trying to crank out some videos here. I know this time of year is always a big time for you guys to purchase houses. You know, we all eat too much, spend a lot of time with family, and then what do? We get on our device, we start looking through things of interest, in this case, investment properties in Memphis, Tennessee. Inventory is at an all-time low nationwide, but that's not the case here at jameswachob.com. We have done everything in our power to provide you guys with a strong inventory through 2019. And in 2020, we're going to be able to produce more higher quality properties than ever before. So let me share screen with you. Today, we're going to talk about a specific little property I'm super proud of from jameswachob.com. You hit the button that says Browse Properties. When you sign in, you're going to see the inventory of homes. And today we'll be talking about this house at 3825 Black Forest Drive in 38128, one of my top zip codes. It's the Raleigh area, Raleigh Springs area, a lot of people call it. This is a simple 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square foot house built in 2002. So that's kind of nice. A newer house. It's a bit of an anomaly for that area. A good anomaly, right? So from downtown Memphis, you go due north, you're in the Fraser area. A lot of you guys are very familiar with the Fraser area. As you head east, when you pass this New Allen Road, is kind of the dividing line between Fraser and Raleigh. Fraser is zip code 38127. Raleigh is zip code 38128. So as we zoom in, you'll see this little property is easily reachable for the tenant to work at the Nike 3 million square foot facility there in Fraser, just to the west. Downtown Memphis, if they work at St. Jude or a major employer downtown, St. Jude has a $9 billion addition to their existing campus going on right here on Danny Thomas Parkway. And then even if they worked at FedEx down here at the International Airport, the largest air cargo hub in the Northern Hemisphere with FedEx, a 20-minute drive to work. So they've got the interstate system that can take them straight around town, right to the airport, downtown if they're working downtown, or if they work in Fraser at that huge Nike facility. We go to satellite image and see if I can show that to you. Easily spotted from outer space right there. All Nike shoes and apparel are shipped from this facility to North America. Of course, they're made in Hong Kong or Honduras these days, brought to Memphis, and from this facility batched out to all parts of America, Canada, South America even. That's the story of Memphis. We are a logistics hub. We make very few things here, but we ship everything. So we have lots of renters renting homes from us that are truck drivers, forklift operators, warehouse workers. And one of our mottos is that we provide safe and clean housing for the Memphis workforce. If you just provide something that's safe and clean, you stand out amongst the mediocrity that is rental properties in Memphis, Tennessee. The majority of rental properties in these workforce areas, the people should be ashamed of what they're renting to these hardworking folks. They smell. They're not even a safe place to raise a young family. Our homes are safe. They smell nice. They're functional with new roofs and new HVACs and new hard surface floors. The list goes on and on. So let's start with pictures. I love telling a story through pictures. This is the before and after of this renovation. So you can see we love to find the worst house in a great little neighborhood and make it one of the best. And how do you do that? You come in, you spend a lot of money on the renovation. You have to have purchased it properly, meaning at a low enough price that allows you to do that. Took this photo because I wanted you to see that there are no trees overhanging the house. That's one of the things I always look for in my personal investments, and would encourage you guys to as well. Large trees overhanging houses deteriorate your roof quicker. They're just a maintenance nightmare. They're expensive when you have to work on them. So if you're looking at two properties and one doesn't have any trees near the property, the other one may have some overhanging limbs, go with the one that doesn't have the overhanging limbs. On the interior, you're getting used to the gray walls, white ceilings, new light fixtures, luxury vinyl plank flooring. In this case, throughout the house. It's a 1,000 square foot house. We've got hard surface flooring throughout, very low maintenance, and it looks great. So new doorknobs, new hinges, new blinds on all the windows, new 110 outlets and light switches and air duct returns. It's not a huge expense, and those little final touches really help attract that higher quality of tenant that we're always searching for. Super clean and functional bathrooms, new toilet, the LVP floors, a shower surround. So it's a injection molded one-piece shower. I love them because there's very little that can go wrong. Someone can get them super dirty and my crew can get them really clean. So they're little tanks of built like a tank, these shower inserts. New little vanity, a decorative mirror and light fixture to finish that bathroom out. Nice open living space coming from the kitchen into the living area. This house is move-in ready, new heating system, new AC system, little place for the washer dryer. So a little cubby hole for the washer dryer so it's out of the way. Beautiful, beautiful kitchen remodel here. So we've got white cabinets, the nickel fixtures that are going, the pulls and knobs on all the cabinet doors, new countertops that look like granite. They're not granite, they're from mica. So it's a laminated surface countertop. Very much an upgrade in this price of home. And the new sink, new plumbing under the sink. So the guts have been replaced as well, which is just important for you guys to know about expenses moving forward. So we've got our fire extinguisher on the countertop ready to go under the sink. You always want the renter to have a fire extinguisher on hand. Just a great little house. So I'll let you browse the pictures on your own. Let's talk about crime. So in this area, we're seeing a lower crime trend than in some areas you might see. You're looking for the light blue, not the dark blue, from Trulia crime map. So wherever you're buying a property, whatever city, maybe you're buying a house in Kansas City, use that Trulia tool to see what the crime looks like in the area. So in this case, we're looking pretty low on number of crimes committed in the past 6 months. Pro forma. So this is going to give you a financial breakdown of what you should expect from a property like this. So we're selling the house at only $78,900. It rents for $800. Tiny bit better than that 1% rule. So this one will go quickly. In the bottom right-hand corner of this pro forma is going to break down your expenses. So we account for a 4% vacancy on a house like this, 8% of the collected rent for future repairs, the management fee, the insurance in case the house were to burn down, principal and interest paid to the bank, and of course your property taxes. All right, so this house, the main number you guys asked me for is a cash-on-cash return or a cap rate. So a cap rate is going to be more indicative to someone paying cash for the house. 35% of my homes are selling for cash right now. Most of you guys are taking advantage of the low interest 30-year fixed money we have available through Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. So if you were to pay cash, your net return on this house annually, if rents do not go up, would be right at 8.5%. If you decide to put 20% down, pay closing costs, you would be out of pocket $20,000 on this home. So this is available because you have 10 Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loans that each American qualifies for. So 20% down, closing costs, you own the house, the bank carries the remaining, the balance with a mortgage, a 30-year fixed mortgage. With $800 a month income minus expenses multiplied by 12, that'll give us a net operating income annually of a little under $7,000, $6,800 to be more exact. If we take that small number, $6,800, divide it into the cash needed out of hand, $20,000, that's going to give us our cash-on-cash return of 15%. So a 15% cash-on-cash return on a house that's been renovated this fully, it's almost extinct nationwide. I've got buddies doing what I do in all the major markets: Kansas City, Jacksonville, Florida, Birmingham, Alabama, Indianapolis, and they're saying, James, how are y'all providing 15% cash-on-cash returns in this market? Memphis is one of the few places that you can enter at this low of a price and then see that type of return year over year. Now, of course, to go into 15% cash-on-cash returns, we're not in an A-class community. This is a C-plus community that's based on home ownership. So there are more rentals in this neighborhood than homeowners, no doubt. The crime is higher than in the neighborhood I live in, but it is higher risk, higher reward type of investment. 15% cash-on-cash return is what you guys are overwhelmingly asking me for. This is not a community with a lot of home ownership buying into the neighborhood. It's becoming more and more of a rental area. And that's America. That's the story of America. America is becoming more of a rental nation, and we'll see more of that in our lifetime. So the next thing I have for you in the diligence vault is what I call my property data sheet. This is all the information that I have available as a real estate broker in Tennessee at my disposal, shared with you. It'll tell you a lot of great information, like from the tax assessor, exactly what the taxes are. So you're paying about $1,000 a year in taxes on this property. It's going to give you, in this case, from two sources: bedroom, bathroom count, square footage, year built, that great information. In this case, you're getting it from the tax assessor, and you're getting it from the last appraisal that occurred on this house back in 2004. They actually put a tape measure to the house, so I would lean on their data as more correct than anyone else's. They said this house is exactly 987 square feet. You think they'd round it up to 1,000. It is 3-bedroom, 2-bath with no parking other than a driveway. So no carport, no garage. The exterior metal vinyl, so it's a vinyl siding and metal siding on all of the trim. It even tells you who the last appraiser was, Bob Brogdon. Okay, so one thing I always look for, first place my eye goes on this sheet after checking out bedroom, bathroom, square footage, is flood zone. I don't want to buy properties in a flood zone. This is what you want to look for. Zone code X, which means a minimal risk of flooding. According to FEMA, this house will not flood in the next 500 years. But what that really means to us is we don't need to buy flood insurance. So that saves us $150, $250 a month, depending on your provider. And if we ever choose to sell this property, we have more options, because some people would just completely exclude it if it were in a flood zone. All right, also in the diligence vault. By the way, the diligence vault was created to provide a diligent investor like yourself all the information that you might ask. Like, so if I were buying this property, this is everything I would look at, put in one place for you to look at your disposal, instead of having to research it on your own or call my office and say, where did you get the comparable sales for this property? I just want to know that this house is going to appraise. How do you know about rents? Well, we're going to a third-party source here called ohmmeter. It's one of the many sources I use. Pretty accurate. It gives us some good data. And you'll see that there's plenty of homes written in the 800, 850, even the 600 range. That's probably one of those houses that's never been repaired. But overall, the gauge here says easily this is attainable, and gives us the data we need to know that our asking rent of $800 a month is completely achievable. We could probably get more. I'd say go to $845 if we were really pushing it. But I want to get a quality tenant more than I want to get that extra $45 a month. Someone that's going to sign a 2-year lease, I would love. Now, on these lower C-class properties, a 1-year lease is more common. On my B and better properties, I shoot for 2-year leases and have a 90% success rate on that. So, moving on, the next thing we're going to have in the diligence vault is a complete folder committed to comparable sales. I think this is an important part a lot of people leave out. If we go, here's how you should start. Go to the bottom, it's going to give you a map. You should see that your 3 comparable sales, number 1 is hidden behind number 3, are in the same vicinity. We want them really close to the subject property. That's what the S in the black circle means. And we want to know that they're in the same square footage range. So our property is 1,000 square feet, and the ones we're looking at here are 900, 1,100 square feet. And then we'll see what they sold for per square foot, $92 to $110 per square foot. I need to meet the guy that bought this property and make him a customer of mine. Then we multiply the $98 a square foot times our square footage. Let's do it together. So we'll go 98 times 987. $96,000 is where this house could appraise. Where did I get that number? Average square footage, right there, $98 a foot from my 3 comparable sales. All 3 of these homes are in the same vicinity. They're most likely turnkey properties from competitors of mine or friends of mine that are doing this. So we are selling this property at a little bit of a discounted rate at $80,000. So We're bringing a great value to you here, 15% cash on cash return, a house that could appraise as high as 90,000 plus, and bringing it in under price. We want to deliver those kind of results so you guys come back to us time and time again. And it's a riskier area. It's a C-class neighborhood. It's not a B plus, an A plus neighborhood. So you should be getting some value like that. Now, when you purchase this house and the appraiser comes in at asking price of $80,000, don't be surprised. I say appraisers should be called justifiers. They get a copy of your contract, right? They go out and they do their due diligence, and then they put a appraisal together and give it to the bank. The bank wants to know that they're justified in loaning you this amount of money, and there's a third-party source looking out for you, looking out for the bank's interest, because they have more interest than you or I either do. So they should be called justifiers. So, you know, even though I think this house could appraise in the $93,000 price range, I would expect it to come in slightly over what we are selling it for at $80,000. So that's your comparable sales folder. Some industry jargon here: comp number 1, comp number 2, comp number 3, comparable sale number 1, 2, and 3. That's what that means. Lastly, I have a list of preferred lenders. So we have 3 preferred lenders that make this process go smooth. They make your life better, make my life better. It keeps me from hiring extra staff by having a limited number of preferred lenders that I can call once a week and get an update on where we are in our pipeline. I want to help you move the process along. I want whatever your lender told you to be the same at the closing table. No surprises is a big part of what we do. And then it makes us be able to go out, find more houses to bring to you fully renovated and deliver these kind of results, rather than chasing 100 different lenders all over the place each week in the properties we have in our pipeline. Once you purchase the property, then what? That's the big question, right, guys? So, James, you sold me the house. Now what? Well, if you use foundationpropertymanagement.com, foundationpm.com, things are going to go smoother again. We found the house. The house was completely renovated. We served it to you on a silver platter, but now we're not done. For years and years and decades to come, we are your boots on the ground that are going to manage this property. And our big motto here is that we manage our clients' assets as if they were our own, meaning we're going to make every decision, every piece of advice we give you as if we owned this little house on Black Forest Drive ourselves. So if the tenant calls in and there is a leak in the toilet, I'm not sending a plumber out there. A plumber is $175 for showing up. Somebody from my team is going to go out and evaluate this and say, what can we do to fix this problem properly, not a Band-Aid, but spend money smartly. I'm not going to throw money around on any of my properties, and I wouldn't do it to yours. So Foundation Property Management is set up for you to succeed, to grow your bottom line. Take a minute, go on here, meet the team. I want you guys to reach out to Dawn Kennard, get to know her really well. She is the secret sauce of why this is working out so well. So many people are transferring their properties to Foundation and happy with the results they're getting because of what Dawn has put in place, and our team is acting out to create our vision of growing your bottom line and doing this for you guys as if the properties were our own. Our company story is a bit in depth here, but it tells you why we created the company, what we're looking to do, and how we're going to help affect your retirement, your family's generational wealth in a positive way for years and years to come. Don't forget about our big event coming every May. So I think it's the second week of May this year. In January, you'll start seeing releases, more information about our event. We bring you guys to town. We have a quick seminar, and then we get on a bus and we go to the Memphis barbecue cooking contest. It's the International Barbecue Cooking Contest for the world. It's a great event. The most powerful part about this event is getting to know each other. You know, what's working, what's not, from actual investors that are doing it themselves. Then the next day we get back on that same tour bus and we go looking at properties. We'll see new construction. I'm bringing more new construction to you in 2020. We'll see houses under renovation. We'll see them before renovation. That's the fun part, to see that before and after transformation. We're going to look at neighborhoods we invest in, and you'll learn why. We're even going to drive you through some of those neighborhoods we don't invest in and show you why. The biggest part, though, that I want to achieve is you come here, you meet the team that is your boots on the ground, and feel confident moving forward to grow generational wealth for you and your family. Thank you so much. And I appreciate all of you guys. Merry Christmas.